3, 2, and I'll let you start it.
All right, and welcome back to Side Quest. Today we're joined on this run. We're actually joined by Peachy for some Donkey Kong Country 2. Want to introduce yourself, Peachy?
Yeah, hey everybody. I've been running DKC for a long time and SNES games in general mostly since about 2012. And this particular game I've been maining and running for at least the past few years. I've got about 1,000 hours in it, and I don't know where I am on the leaderboards now, but hopefully I can put on a good show.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch this run. Just a reminder that you are watching Side Quest, and all donations go to Charity Water. Charity Water is a non-profit organization bringing clean and safe drinking water to people developing countries. For every $40 donated, Charity Water will bring one person clean water. 100% of your donations go to Charity Water. We actually have a couple prizes going on right now in our prize block. $50 gets you into our grand prize, which is a plethora of items, including an Animal Crossing Switch. And then we also have the DKC block giveaway, where it actually includes a DK barrel cookie jar and a bunch of other awesome stuff.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, no, it's really cool looking. But I'll stop talking and let you get the countdown so we can watch this amazing speedrun.
All right, yeah. I'll just go ahead and jump into it. There's a lot to say, but try to bear with me. It's going to be a lot of explaining at the start, and then hopefully it evens out and I can have a little bit of room to breathe. Okay, let's go. All right, to start with, there's a lot of warps in this game, and that's going to be one of the defining features of the speedrun. The main thing is that in the first 2 worlds, there's a hidden warp barrel on every single stage. However, there's another type of warp which will be even more important called a wrong warp. And that's a bit technical, but I'll try to explain it as simply as I can. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I'll just explain the process as I'm going through it. First off, I need to have really precise movement to load specific objects onto the screen. And then I'll need to grab this beetle up here and press Y and hold it and repress as the other one's running into me. And I just hit it actually, so I've got to take the normal one. That's okay though, because there are many other wrong warps to show. But what that's going to do if I do it right is it's going to alter another barrel on the screen. And if I jump into that barrel, it's going to send me to a black screen, a glitched black screen. And in order to avoid the game hanging, what it's going to do is knock me out of the level and mark it as complete. And that gives me, it's a bit hard to explain the more technical details, but essentially the objects that I load on screen are altering the RAM value that the glitch sprite points to when I throw it. So that's what causes all the craziness. And it's gonna look crazier and crazier every time I do it. So hopefully I can get this next one. It's a bit of a tough one though. Yeah, I've got the feed on the little screen too. So maybe I'm actually commentating it from mine. Alright, and this has a secondary glitch called the Rattly Double Jump. Here we go. So this is the invisible barrel. I threw it a little too early, dang. Okay, well that's fine. I've got more to show off. That one in particular is a really tough one, and it's always recommended to not do it at all when you're first learning the game. I just threw a little too early, so the position you throw the wrong warp is important as well. And that's one of the big things that you have to be careful of. So moving on to Crow. Crow's one of the meanest bosses in the trilogy, because after these first 2 eggs, I have to wait until Crow gives me real eggs that I can actually hit. So that's a fake egg, and Crow can give me as many fake eggs as he wants. There's one, that's good so far. We need one more. Okay, wow, that's actually really good luck. So the record for amount of fake eggs before being able to beat Crow is 19. I've gotten 17 before, so having only 1 fake in a speedrun is really good. So there'll be another wrong warp coming up here, and this one has a different method of getting the invisible sprite. Hopefully I can do it right this time. And another glitch that lets me get a extended jump if I team up and jump with just the right timing. Normally I would have to throw Dixie up there. And there's another team up trick. There are team up tricks, team up glitches play a lot in this game. This time I'm going to throw after throwing Dixie. I'm going to jump. And I'm able to do a double jump to get into this barrel, which is not a wrong warp. This is a regular one. Yeah, like I said, they're gonna be blazing fast, so I don't even know if I have the time to explain everything. Another thing that I can't explain while I'm here, doing these stages that don't have anything special going on in them, is gold swapping. So when you hit the prize at the end of the level in this game, the target, you often get a prize, right? And this one's unavoidable because of the barrel, but this is the only one, hopefully, that you'll see. You always want to be Dixie if it's unavoidable because the rap is a lot longer than the guitar playing, but otherwise I'll be swapping in specific points, and if you swap while standing in a correct location, which varies depending on the stage, it'll act as though you landed on the goal with a small jump because, you know, I'm honestly not sure why. I think the Kong behind, the one that you're controlling, does a little hop when you swap. And it's just enough to activate the goal. And moving on to this one, there's one more simple stage, and then I'll be going to the next boss as well. Now you can always tell that it's a normal warp because instead of going out to straight out to the world map, it'll have the exclamation mark sign. And moving on to Cleaver, I've got to do a pretty tough trick while I'll be speeding up one of the cycles, pretty much skipping them by skipping across the lava without using the hooks. And the other thing I need to do is just try to hit Cleaver as optimally as possible, off screen ideally. There we go, I heard the sound. And this is the lava fly. I have to jump neutral without holding the D-pad here, or else I die. Bait an attack, or else I won't be able to get the hooks to spawn normally. And if you don't bait that attack, you can just get stuck without the hooks ever spawning. But here we are, it went well. Everything should be good now. And as a nice bonus, if you jump at just the right time as you hit Cleaver, you can get Diddy to float in the air and hang out. So moving on to 3-1, this is the part of the game where you get into a lot more platforming. You get to see more than just warps. So this is where the game gets a lot tougher, but a lot more fun as well. And here we're going to use Rambi, and there are going to be a couple other things that are unique to this thing as well. The first thing, naturally we'll be using Rambi's charge as much as possible, but there'll also be a glitch setting up with, by throwing Dixie into a barrel, where I'll be able to get a really large jump through the next. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't mess up the trick. Okay. Let's see. Go here into this barrel. And then I'll throw Dixie into this one, and that will let me get huge hide off of a damage boost in a second. And I'm up screen, and as long as I get this banana to the bottom right of the G, there we go, should make it. Alright, moving on to 3-2, are there any donations to read? This one is nothing but tight movement.
Yeah, we did get a couple donations in. We got a $5 donation from Anonymous saying, "Let's go Peachy." We got a $3.50 donation from Nuktuk. Really nice to see all these non-Zelda games played by the Zeldathon team. And then we got a $15 donation from Anonymous, DKC2 PogChamp. Thank you very much for all your donations.
Yeah, thanks everybody. So this one's pretty simple. The the swimming mechanics are pretty normal in this. This one does have a unique lighting mechanic, but you pretty much don't need it. You can see without him just fine, and the fish is just there to be annoying as he flips directions on the screen. Hopefully it's not frequent enough to cause anybody any issues though. And I'll just be carefully taking the corners as sharply as possible. One unique thing about this stage is that Dixie and Diddy have different interactions with the wall. So Dixie, the bottom part of Dixie's sprite lines up with collides against the wall, but the top part can go flush with it a little bit. It can go into it a little bit, and Diddy's the opposite. I hope that I explained that right. The way they collide with the walls is different. So if you happen to have another Kong for another reason, it kind of changes up how you have to play it. But anyway, going on to this next stage, this is one of the weirdest wrong warps in the game, and I'm not entirely sure the mechanics behind it. This one was found pretty recently. But this one, we'll be using the sword guy to cause the game to mess up the warp location in a different manner than usual. This one's really tough though. Hopefully I can get it. There we go, just barely. All right, so something to do, when I was explained is it's something to do with the interaction of the sword Kremling pulling the swords out of the ground. And I'm not sure why you have to sack Dixie in that one, but there's another one where you're doing that. And it's something to do with losing a Kong as well, I think, because the other time you do it, you're playing as Rambi and you get hit by the sword guy. But that's the best explanation I can give. So moving on to Rattle Battle, one of the coolest tunes in the game, but I'm gonna have to talk over this one a little bit too. Oops. If I can get to the right position here. Oh no, it's fine. So a trick that you won't see in full, but I did right there, is called a rattling double jump, where if you're holding Y, well I'm holding Y to move fast, but if you're holding A, sorry. Getting a lot of hits. Radley's hitboxes are pretty weird too, and it can make certain things in the run awkwardly difficult. I'm just gonna play this safe real quick. Oh no, I got hit anyway. Luckily there are a lot of DK barrels on this one, but I'm gonna have to be a little careful now. Alright, and play this one safe too because I wasn't... Bradley's hitboxes are notoriously bad, to the point where there's an inside joke about it where people will take screenshots right before a collision and have other donkey runners guess whether the snake or the guy is going to win. It's snake versus guy. And even for runners, it's like basically impossible. It's a total 50-50, no matter what it looks like. Any snake versus guy guess is a total 50-50 as to who will win. And here's one more wrong word. Oh, that was almost too early. Okay. It's really bad if I fail that one, so luckily it went okay. And moving on to Bramble Blast, another one that I'll have to talk through, but not too much. Sometimes I'm like, we can read donations, or maybe we can just let the music play. Since I know people appreciate the jams in this game, especially.
This game has so many bangers, so like
yeah.
I'm fine with just chilling out to some tunes.
So to get through the barrel maze, you know, you just shoot where you need, but if the barrel's already pointing in the direction I need, I have 3 frames. It's a 60 FPS game, so that's 1/20th of a second. I have 3 frames to shoot before it turns, and if it does turn, I lose a lot of time. I did mess up one quick shot, but everything else is good. But it's notoriously difficult, I guess, this stage as well, to get all the barrel shots without messing up, to the point that other people do a similar route with fewer barrel shots. And one more thing, a big boy into a clip. There we go. The same glitch with Dixie, or with the team up, I should say, where you toss Dixie into an enemy and then use it to get more height, or double jump, like in 2-2. And luckily I got that right as well, because I think it's about 10 seconds lost if I get that. But anyway, alright. So Cudgel here, moving on quickly. Cudgel here is going to try to stomp on us, land on us. And it's not a big deal. I'll be counting Dixie's breaths to make sure I'm walking at the right time to have him fall right behind us. And that's all I really need to explain. The rest of this you can read donations as well.
Yeah, so we got 2 donations. A $25 donation from Anonymous with no comment, and then a $2 donation from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you guys very much.
This one is almost like a mental break until the next part of the run where it only gets harder. So 1, 2. Oh, I almost walked too far. If you walk too far forward away from Cudgel, always forget his name, poor guy. And then he'll actually knock the barrel out of your hands, so you have to be pretty careful. 1 and 2 and... So but I start on Dixie's, I guess, breathing out. And it makes it a lot more simpler than it looks. 1 and 2. And down. Alright, so in World 4, we'll start by dealing with one of the hardest mechanics in the run, which is honey climbing. And honey climbing, climbing up the honey walls quickly in this game is extremely difficult. But that's not the only thing in this stage in particular, but due to the honey climbing and other things, it's very easy to just lose time in this run and like lose record paces, whoops, even if you don't actually die or make any large mistakes. Okay, so got under the bee there, that's always difficult. Oh my gosh, I'm messing up the honey climbing now just as an example. Hopefully I don't do that again though. And for this trick, I need to get Squitter underneath this hook. Oh no, oh gosh, I didn't kill the bee. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm supposed to kill that bee, but I missed the web shot and I didn't notice. But if you do it just right, and I just missed Diddy, oh gosh. If you do it just right though, you can get that camera trick that lets you slide through the honey. It's just some weirdness with how the game acts when you're on the hook and then it puts you on the Squitter. So I'm not exactly sure why, but it locks the camera and it starts scrolling quickly to the right, and it doesn't stop until you get hit. I lost my train of thought there for a second. You can go ahead and read those donations that showed up as well.
Yeah, we got a $50 donation from me. And the comment is Frankerzy.
Oh, thank you for the Frankerzy spam. Yeah, on my stream, I have a Frankerzy counter that's been running since 2014 that counts every dog emote that people post in chat. I did not put it on my stream, but if I have a moment, I actually can. That would be pretty fun. I didn't think about it to fill the space.
So it's a classic spot on your stream.
Yeah, actually, no, I don't think I could because I'd have to change the code to read this other chat. But all Frankerzys are very welcome. Are much appreciated. The only thing to really talk about in this stage is that I'll be jumping as early as possible to quickly land on the next cart, and occasionally trying to skip some of the bugs with very carefully placed jumps.
So I do have a question. So what is what makes this one of your favorite games to speedrun?
Well, actually, I got into the game just almost happenstance. I got into DKC 1 happenstance when I was watching Fuji Darcy stream many years ago, like 2012. And saw that he had tutorials and I just picked it up. But it's this particular game, it's very high skill, the movement is very varied. There's a lot of unique glitches that you'll only see in 1 or 2 stages. And I'll explain the rest of this after I do this next wrong warp because I have to focus for it. This one has a unique thing. This method of getting the invisible barrel off of this vine was found by Closty in 2014 by complete accident, and it was the funniest thing. It happened on my birthday, funny enough. And the funniest thing was that everyone just immediately popped on stream with titles like "The game is dead now" or "Bramble Blast is dead," or "Closty is a god," or "Bramble Scramble is dead, Closty is a god," and everyone was trying to figure it out and practice the new wrong word. It was a lot of fun. I think I even have a screenshot. There was like 5 people at least.
It's always fun when a wrong warp is found in a game because like the whole community stops. Like for like no matter what you're doing, you just go right to it. You're just trying to learn all the new setups. Yeah.
And the last one was actually found in 2018. And it was in 2017 or late 2016 that sword guy wrong warp was found, and it was actually somebody who wasn't even part of the community, just somebody that I don't think was interacting with us or anything, just posted it on Twitter. I mean, as far as I know anyway, that's what happened.
That's the greatest. that's amazing.
Somebody just had a theory for it and found it out and it worked. And the community was able to optimize it some, but aside from that was it. There was just a new thing, and then later a Japanese taster named Kyoro found the other one in Castle Crush, which you'll see in World 6.
I'm very excited. We did get a $5 donation from Steve Carey. DKC1 is my first game I ever played, and the entire trilogy itself is a masterpiece. First time donating to a Twitch charity marathon. Thank you very much, Steve.
Alright, so moving on to Mud Hole. This is one of the hardest stages in the game, one of the top 3, depending on who you ask. A lot of really tough platforming as well as a wrong warp at the end. One of the toughest wrong warps too, at least the toughest for me. Out of the ones that people commonly do anyway. There are some that are just impossible, like in a few stages like Webwoods that nobody actually goes for. Taking a safe strat here. I'm glad I remembered that because sometimes I'll go for the risky one anyway. Even when I don't want to. Some camera manipulation to get through those two. And then hopefully I can get this right. Looking good so far. Beautiful. Alright. And this is where the honey climbing really comes into play on this stage especially, and a big boy into the hookup here to skip a big portion of the stage. Alright, good, good. That was got a lot of height off of that one. And I'll be stacking Diddy here. Oh, I got past it. Okay, since I got past the B, I'll be stacking Diddy on this one. Perfect. And then one more Ramby section where I get to run away from a bee, which you won't be able to see. You will not be able to see the enemy I'm running away from at all because we go through the level so quickly it doesn't matter. To the point I think the bee never actually catches up to you, it just despawns. Okay, I didn't get the death jump, that's okay. Gotta play that one safe because if you're late you die. But you might have seen just a flash of the bee there. That's it. We're already on our way to the end. Another little trick there that I would have done earlier in the stage if I had the opportunity, if I had done the setup right, is the Ramby double jump where you repress B after you jump and you do a quick left right in the air, and for some reason Ramby does another jump. Alright, are there any more to read while I'm doing the spots?
Nothing immediate, but if you guys want to ask any questions or anything like that through donations, be sure to do that as well.
Yeah, I'm also briefly glancing at the chat, although there's usually a little too much to say to be able to respond to everything.
Yeah.
But you can ask me questions in chat too, and if I can't answer them, then I noticed some other Donkey 2 runners in the chat, like Void, may be able to answer your question.
What is your favorite boss fight in this game?
Boss fight, you know, I really want to like Crow 2 because it's a unique setup, but Crow 2 is RNG as well and kills a lot of runs, so unfortunately they're all kind of annoying.
That makes sense.
I guess K-Roll, it ends up being K-Roll because of that. K-Roll is just a really tough but rewarding boss fight to get good at. Alright, moving on to 5-1, the game gets really tough from here on out. And the later stages in this world are some of the hardest in the whole game, but also the most fun to get good at. Actually, you know, I probably shouldn't have stacked Dixie, considering this is a marathon run. Let me grab the barrel. So normally I would be skipping Dixie here in order to speed up.
I guess you're my little pog champ.
Oh my gosh. Is that one of the donation alert options?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, wait, did I actually? Okay, here's the barrel I usually skip. There we go. The best one I saw of those was like, it was like a Mario voice and he says, "Fine, I guess you are my little paisano." It was great. I can't find it though ever since I saw it on Twitter the one time. Oh, I messed up the cross. Well, that's okay. So normally, like I said, I would be skipping Dixie there because now we have to wait for her before getting onto the cart. Trust me, even if I'm making anything look easy, it can go wrong at any moment. You can read anything as it comes up for the duration of the stage, by the way.
Okay, so we did get a couple donations in. The enemy Peachy ran away from donated $1, and the comment is, "Wait, come back." We had Jamie donate $20.10. Happy birthday, Marissa and Judy. Happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday.
And Narwhal Narwaldo donated $10. How crazy would it be if everyone donated $1? That would be pretty crazy if we got a lot of $1 donations.
Oh gosh, that might be a little too many to read on the stream, but...
Oh, I would cut it off and just be like, thanks for all the $1.
But we'll do our best.
Oh, yeah.
So all I have to really do in this stage the whole time, as I'm running away from Tupac's ghost here, is make sure I don't hit too many of the red barrels, and I need to jump up on both vertical and... or slopes going up and slopes going down, I should say. And that's really it, and then jump through the doors, and that's just a little bit faster. It's really interesting because there are 3 cart auto-scrollers in this game, but all of them have different mechanics for what you need to do to jump optimally. And in this one, it's jump both. In the really fast one, the second one, it's jumping down really tall ones. And only want like large slopes going down. In the first one, you're just jumping between carts instead. Oh, I think somebody asked how long I've been running. Since 2012 is when I started speedrunning. Alright, moving on to the next stage here, 5-3. This one is probably notoriously difficult as well for regular play. The wind here can be really tough, but the wind actually activates in a lot of places depending on your position, so you can count on it to pick you up if you're doing the same route every time, and that's what I'll be doing here. But there are also places where it goes back and forth, and during... oops. Oh no. Not that. I think that's okay. I can get another one later. But during this part, you can actually jump a little bit early. I got a little lost on my on where I was in this stage. I was trying to do this part early. Okay, so I have to roll under... Who is that? Okay, I still got it. I rolled too early though, so I almost died there. I was supposed to roll a little further on the edge so that I didn't drop so fast. Right, and I'll be trying to land just at the right spot. There we go. To get the swap. Did not mean to make that as scary as it was. That was a nail biter. Did not mean to be. And this is Parrot Shoot Panic, where normally you use the parrots as a parrot shoot. And I will be using the parrots as low as possible, hopefully not at all. Depending on whether they want to try to catch me or not, or if I mess up this one part at the end, that can go a little awry. It looks impossible, but it's very controlled, and there are actually routes to this level that make it a lot easier, where you just do damage boosts the whole way through. Okay, and this is the part where I might need to use a parrot. Nope, perfect. Sometimes they don't like to bonk their head on that wall, and it ruins everything. However, this next stage, Webwoods, is one of the top 3 most difficult, and the most difficult for me personally. And in this one, so Squidder's webs just don't work right. They activate on their own, they just do whatever they want. Sometimes they don't come out at all. But I have to do them instantly, and being a speedrun, of course, I don't want to slow down. You can slow down to make it a little safer, but I'm trying to go fast here, so I won't be doing that. But I have to jump as late as possible, and as far as possible, and if I make the webs even a little bit early, I die. I fall into a pit and die, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Good so far. That's one of the hardest sections. Oh, I jumped too early. I've been doing that a lot lately. That's a stupid death. That's not even a hard part. Oh well. Gotta keep my bearings. Webwood deaths are pretty common. I let myself relax a little bit too much there. Okay. As long as I've got the rhythm for the web jumps, though, we'll be okay. So there I do stop in order to get this shot to work. And the web actually auto-activates there. So you don't even have to reactivate it yourself. Oh, no, see, here we go. One of the webs refusing to shoot when I wanted it to shoot because I didn't wait long enough on the last web. There are a couple webs where you actually do have to wait. But I'm pretty happy with that. Only one death. It's a kind of a common kind of a common situation where you'll get trapped in the webwoods vortex, where if you mess up one of the web timing once, you'll just keep dying on it over and over, and you can unfortunately see it in a lot of Donkey 2 speedruns, where people get caught up in the vortex and it just feels impossible to get your bearings again, to be able to do the webs quickly. But yeah, this is a pretty cool boss fight, like I said. Just the setup, the way you fight it is unique, but unfortunately you lose time depending on where the barrels spawn. If it spawns on the left side, on this cycle especially, you lose like 2 seconds, which is not something you want to see when you're on like record pace or something. Uh-oh. Oh, my freaking ropes were bad. Okay, I got stuck, but Dixie can do it just fine as long as I'm careful. Hopefully I get a spawn towards the right side. Good. Oh wow, I didn't jump that. The little bird actually saved me there. Phew. Okay. Moving on to 6-1. There's actually a trick here that's pretty common now, the Arctic Zip, where you can damage boost off of a fish that you bait over here to zip straight up to the top of the stage where you instantly hit the goal, and I will not be doing it because I did not learn it. I'm actually, believe it or not, quite rusty at this game, although I've done a pretty good job de-rusting, but I haven't actually done regular attempts for about a year. So I guess I'm not rusty now, but I haven't played actively in a while, and that was found about a year ago, so I haven't learned it yet. Unfortunately, that means I have to deal with On Guard, who has a really unfortunately terrible hitbox, which has thankfully been playing nice so far. But you can get hit in the middle of your charge all the time, and it's really awful. But luckily I get to do a cool strat on the next stage that has unfortunately been negated by the discovery of the zip. And that's some off-camera trickery here. Hopefully I can do it right. Oh, no, instead I rolled off. If you time it wrong, it eats your input, unfortunately. Okay, well, one more try. There we go. And if I did it right, I won't get hit by him. Perfect. Well, it's unfortunate that that happened, but it's a real shame because that's not a mistake I've made in a long time, but that's marathons for you. And with just the right jump here, I can get past this. Oh, so close. You can get a better damage boost later, but that damage boost is also fine. And other than that, you just let the wind catch you and you go pretty smoothly through the stage. Nothing too crazy going on, although I will be attempting a pretty tough skip here in a moment. To skip a few bees and save some time. In the meantime, is there anything else to read?
We did get a $5 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much.
Alright, coming up here. Gonna try to make it past multiple bees here. Just barely. That's always a scary one. And then just make our way to the top. Really don't want to lose Diddy there, even with that risky trick, because I need both Kongs for the next Sword Guy warp. Now, this is the infamous stage with the glitch that crashes your game, and people like to say, oh, it can brick your whole console. And it can do some crazy things like hard crash your game in white files, but I've never actually seen, personally, any evidence of it bricking any consoles. And luckily, we won't be seeing Cleaver or we won't be turning into any bosses or any of the other crazy effects that can happen. But we will be warping out of the stage very quickly. Now, using that same barrel trick, if you set it in the wrong location, you can turn into Cleaver, you can turn into Cruncher? What's his name for the one that guards the bonus world?
I have no idea off the top of my head.
It's okay, I don't remember, they're easy to mix up, but if you do it in different locations, you can spawn a Ramby barrel, and if you jump into it, you can turn into the bosses. It's absolutely ridiculous, and that's what causes all the things that supposedly can brick your whole console. But there was a runner I saw many years ago by the name of Dragon Ball Joseph, who's since stopped playing the game, but did run many years ago at some old GD keys. And Dragon Ball tried to break his console intentionally and couldn't even do it, so... I could be wrong, and if anybody has any evidence of it actually destroying consoles or Virtual Console, Wii's running Virtual Console, let me know, because I've always been curious about that, but I've never been able to personally find any video evidence of it ruining anything. So one more, the last wrong warp here. This one's a little complicated, but I can try this one multiple times, thankfully, if I fail it. Which, luckily, won't be necessary. The lore behind the show. Dumb game doesn't let me break my console. Yeah, that would really be something nice to do. Okay, oops. So, this is the stage where the rally double jump really comes into play. And the normal double jump, you have to tap B. While holding A, you have to tap B, let go of it within 5 frames, like a short hop in Smash Bros. And then you have to press it again a second time for to get a second jump in midair. And that really long one I just did into the barrel that shot me into the B. That one has a 3-frame input window near the top of your jump. And if you hit it right, you get more height, much more height than you would doing the short hop method that I just talked about. But I'm already on to the bird section because this level moves so fast. There's barely any time to explain everything. I'll be doing some camera manipulation here. Beautiful. That was a really good Toxic Tower, actually, except for the very beginning, where I couldn't get up to the one platform. Wave dashing. No, but I can make it look like I'm wave dashing as I'm fighting K. Rool and slide around on the ground. The parrot shoots eggs, which you can actually get a confirmation of, but it's kind of funny because I've heard other people argue that they were some form of nut as well. But it shoots eggs, and that's actually the answer to one of Slinky's questions, so the game confirms it. But yeah, during that whole time I'm doing rally double jumps. Okay, real quick, this platforming section's really tough. Can I get the jump? Oh no. I'm always trying to show off, trying to flex on this stage, but sadly not this time. So I've gotta wait here. Dixie's not so good at this section like Diddy is. Gotta keep the camera pointed to the left to be able to roll through them. Alright, and very slowly make my way here. So you can jump under, with a perfect jump you can jump under that cloak. And then you have some tough vine sections too, and I always try to go for it, even if it's in a marathon, just to flex, you know, you gotta flex sometimes.
Always gotta flex.
I gotta keep low here so that I don't get the, because your global height determines whether, like the highest point you've moved to on the stage determines whether or not you get the prize when you hit the goal. So I have to keep low on that corner. But everything's really good. I made it through the B ring, which is one of the hardest parts of the stage. And we're on the K Rool. Yeah, there's actually a really cool song there. If you actually, I skipped the race with Sprint, with Screech. I mean, this Screech is Sprint, his namesake, but he just sits there at the beginning the whole time. If you fly over him, I didn't even remember to explain that. But if you fly over Screech, you can just ignore the race, and you don't get to, but unfortunately you don't get to hear his cool theme music. Of course I'm going for Blue Diddy. Yep, we're at the end of the game already. And so the only thing with K. Rool is that it's pretty hard to stay alive. But this is a boss that definitely looks way easier than it is, because when you first start running this game, it's really easy to lose a lot of runs to K. Rool. And I'll be throwing the cannonballs as soon as possible, and if I get a perfect throw, you won't see any of the dust from when he's vacuuming, trying to vacuum it up. And I use like different cues, like walking back or forth or jumping with Dixie too. To time the shots properly. Right there once Dixie lands. Oh, and wave dashing, of course. Go back and forth. You can crouch and move left and right, and it kind of looks like that. That's close enough. Hopefully, hopefully that satisfies the requirement. Yeah, I was really sad in Ultimate that they didn't make one of his alt costumes the pirate gear. I don't know what he was thinking. How did they miss that opportunity? Even though he has the gun. He has the blunderbuss, but he doesn't have the pirate outfit. I was a little let down by that. He can wave dash, yeah. And a fun little trick here. So these little clouds have different effects. This one freezes you, but if you throw Kong while you do it, you can turn both Diddy and if you swap Dixie as well, you can turn them both blue permanently. Unfortunately, this loses time, so you can't do it in PBs, but it's marathon worthy. Blue Diddy for the fans, as the saying goes in the donkey speedrunning community. Looking like PM. But if I get hit by the other one, so the blue one freezes, the red one slows you down, and the purple one reverses your controls. That's the scary one. Well, that was really slow. Once this run ends, I'll try to answer chat questions for a couple minutes while I'm swapping over games, because I do have something else to show y'all as well. I asked for 45-minute slot, and they gave me an hour, so I get to show you 2 runs. Another glitched run. But if you have any questions, feel free to think of some thoughtful ones and post in the chat. I'll try to answer as many as I can in a few minutes before doing the next run, because... Oh no, I did it too early. Oh well. Just trying to make Dixie fly. But that's it, that's DKC2. With a 40-50, I made it sub 41. I'm very happy with that. With that run time. That was almost the exact same time as my warm-up run just now. Thanks, everybody. Any other donations to read now that we're done with the...
Yeah, I did get a couple donations in. Last donated $10. DKC2 is my favorite SNES game, and watching you speedrun and breaking it with all these glitches is super fun.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
Sagara donated $10.
Gosh.
I'm only good at this game in my dream. PG dominates.
That's a
And
personal
then-
friend of mine. Thanks for donating.
Tara and Pandora donated $5. Fork video games.
My former roommates.
Oh,
Y'all are too nice. Tara and Pandora, they're very cute dogs. But yeah, any questions while I'm here about the attack? I'm sure there are many things I didn't explain, but it kind of goes so fast that I wouldn't blame anybody if they've already forgotten by the time I'm explaining like 3 other things. Thanks, puppy. Hey, Cody. Appreciate the donation. Difference between a glitchless speedrun and a no-glitch speedrun. Well, I mean, it's kind of in the title, but usually games do no major glitches because the boundaries of what is and isn't a glitch gets kind of blurry, and no major glitches runs will preserve like movement techniques and things that kind of blur the line without getting in and make it so it's not too pedantic about what isn't and isn't a glitch. That's basically it. This was just any percent though. I'm not sure if the category name is on the screen here. Alright. Don't seem to need any questions, so I will move on to the next glitch run, which will be in my original game, the one in which I built all my speed clouds, whatever that means. DKC1, which I have since retired a few years ago. But luckily, I'm still pretty warmed up. I'm gonna try to do this run I did warm up on it a little bit, de-rest on it in a little bit, but it can easily go wrong. So if I fail it, I'm gonna try a few times. I should have time still. What time is it? All right, it's 8:05. Yeah, I've got plenty of time to give it a few attempts. I'm playing this on an original SNES TRG. Yep, we're going backwards for another run because they gave me extra time. And there's another one. Somebody asked my favorite anime. Samurai Champloo, Ping Pong, and March Comes In Like a Lion are my favorite. My top 3. Sing while you speed, I can't do that. Hardest part in a run of DKC2, Webwoods. Okay. Do you need to mod your stats? You just need to pull out the plastic tabs. Yeah, Ping Pong blew my mind. That anime is incredible. Alright, so this run has another example of wrong warping. There are also wrong warping shenanigans in Donkey Kong Country, but they're much more versatile to the point where you can warp to any individual world you want, leading to a reverse boss order category coming about a few years back. So, perfect timing. That never fails to make me laugh. Alright. And this is only about an 8-minute category. Hopefully I can get it on the first try. There's a lot to explain with this one too, but once again, bear with me. I'll do the best I can. The first thing I'll be doing is swapping, or not swapping, but ignoring Diddy. Normally you get Diddy as fast as possible because Diddy is far faster than Donkey in this game. Donkey pretty much only gets used as a boss beater for a couple bosses and a sacrificial lamb for some glitches. But in this case, we need to throw this DK barrel because when I throw this barrel and exit, as I'm throwing it, the game now thinks that I have Diddy behind me. And if I sack Donkey after doing that, it has to be over an edge or else the game will soft lock. But if I sacrifice Donkey, the game now thinks I'm Diddy, even though I'm still controlling Donkey. And I'll do a map warp, which I think is a pretty well-known glitch. Tapping right on the corner of that, hitting the frame, will get you will spit you out in Orangutan Gang. And it's a pretty hard jump, so give me a moment. Good, good. I'm gonna do the safe option here because that's the one I warmed up with. So you can carry a barrel with an animal buddy, and I'm gonna be using that. And if you roll onto a steel keg, oh gosh, I couldn't tell where I was for a second. And pick it up and go into a halfway barrel, that's what creates the glitch sprite in this game. And I'm gonna be using the glitch I set up before to control Donkey and Diddy to have them both exit the stage here. And the thing with the glitch sprite, and here I'm in World 6, now the thing with the glitch sprite in this game is that when you throw it, it turns into the last object that spawned on the screen, which in this case, with the movement that I did, the most recent thing that spawned on the screen, which with the movement I did right before I went into the bonus, was, I did a little left-right wiggle to spawn the bonus opening when I threw the glitch sprite, the invisible barrel, as we usually call it. And your horizontal position on the screen when you throw the glitch sprite determines the value that the bonus sends you to after you exit the bonus. But it's a negative integer, and that value is a negative integer, and if you do it normally, that value will be, it'll send you to 1, 1, but for some reason the value is signed if you exit with both Donkey and Diddy, so that whole setup at the beginning was just to be able to do both of them at the same time. To control both of them, which I was able to do with that glitch I set up at the beginning where the game thought I was controlling Diddy instead of Donkey. And with that, I was able to walk both of them out, turn the negative value into a positive one, which happens to point to World 6. And because I entered the bonus with Espresso, who I needed in the first place in order to get Donkey, get the Kongs to the bonus, because they wouldn't have been able to reach otherwise. Thanks to Espresso being there, I can use the glitch, the other glitch I mentioned, riding a steel keg into an animal body in order to get to that bonus in the first place, which is one of the only bonuses with a DK barrel in it, which is necessary for the trick. And unfortunately, there is another glitch, a very big one that lets you infinitely fly as you infinitely rise to the stage called a super jump roll. But unfortunately, I missed the frame. And there's a way to do it consistently, but that's another thing that was found after I stopped playing in 2018. So I don't actually know how to do it offhand, but there's a way to do it consistently. And there's one more chance to hit the frame to see a simpler version of the trick where you just infinitely roll forward without the rising part, without the infinite jump part. I don't have a lot of time to explain all of them because this is just an 8-minute run, but there are two separate glitches: the super jump, which lets you jump with infinite height and drop whenever you please, and the jump roll, which lets you roll infinitely forward as if you were shot out of a barrel. And the super jump roll combines both of them because apparently you can combine both of them, which we did not find out until several years after the super jump was found. Can you tell this is my main game, how I can rattle off this stuff and be much less shaky than I was in the first one? I can just rattle this stuff off even though I only spent 10 minutes warming it up. That's how long. I said I put 1,000 hours into DKC2. I put about 3,000 into this game over the years. And that's why I retired it. But there's one more chance to get a jump roll up here. One more chance to hit the frame, but it is a frame perfect trick. Oh, no, it's too late. I can show it off afterwards though. I'll try to show off the SJR as well. So I think I'll have enough time for that too. So instead you just get to see the rest of the platform perils, which is a really tough stage. That's also really cool to show off, so I'm not too sad that I missed the jump roll. But in the modern route for this category, you actually use a glitch to skip this stage. So this is all old tech. This is all outdated speedrun stuff. But it's still pretty cool to show off. It takes a lot of practice, Seawing. It takes a lot of practice, but I've been streaming for a very long time, so I've gotten plenty of that. Not too much to say about the flamingo here. No, not 10k. No. 3k, which is also ridiculous, but not 10,000. No, but I ran this as my main speed game, and I had other speedruns on the side. I did take breaks from it, but this is my main speedrun for about 5 years. And the longest breaks I took from it were a few months long, so I got many hours into it. And I kind of just estimated it from my total Twitch hours streamed and some Twitch stat websites. Nintendo brand banana. Hey, Huxley. Good to see you here. And naturally, K-Rool and his infinite wisdom left gaps between the cannonballs large enough to sit through or stand through, so I don't have to do anything. Yeah, K-Rool already, and believe it or not, the run now is what is it, like a little over 7 minutes, and I'm gonna end here at 8 something. Hopefully my explanation of the glitch warp wasn't too confusing, but it's hard to get out in just a few minutes. Yeah, DK's invincible, of course. He is the hero after all. For some reason I remember stores actually selling bananas with the Nintendo logo. Yeah, I'm sure they did that at least a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice to be able to memorize everything. And then a lot more practice to be able to do it without tripping over yourself. Let's switch to Donkey for fun. Because Donkey's the true hero, right? It's Donkey Kong Country, so clearly Donkey deserves the credit. Alright, I got an A51, which is pretty good. Not too bad for a impromptu run. But the record now is like a 7-1x or something. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, that's an example of the wrong warp and the crazy glitches in DKC1, which is a much more broken game than Donkey 2, believe it or not. That's all I have to show for y'all, though. I'll be here for a few more minutes. I can show off some silly stuff, but again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the meantime.
We did get a donation with a question,
yeah.
and Dino donated $10.10. Question for the runner: favorite glitch from this or any run that's easy to do but looks really impressive?
I can. That's a really good one. Hold on. Okay, a few minutes I can show off something that you can do if you have a 1.0 or a 1.1 cartridge that unfortunately did not make it into the speedrun. I'm using my game saver plugging my game saver to get save states so I can hopefully get the explanation in before we run out of time. So if you go into Minecart Madness with 2 Kongs, all you need is 2 Kongs. You can fly around in the stage for the majority of the stage just by rolling into a cart a certain way and taking damage. Let me go into 101 here. I think this one's good. Yeah. I just need to make my way to World 5 real quick. So how save states work. Yeah, there's a machine that lets you save state on the Super Nintendo called the Nakitech Game Saver. It's very useful, though it's kind of pricey now. It kind of blew up, so. Oh, I guess I didn't need to swap. Usually I'm Diddy here. So all you do is swap, run into this cart without jumping or rolling or anything. Just run into it, get hit by the bird, and then you can just move around. Oh no, I messed it up. I'm trying to show off this. This is the easiest place to show off the jump roll. I'll try to get it before I sign off here. But either way, it's gonna happen here in a second. Thank you all very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed all the speedruns. I don't stream very actively anymore, but I may be doing it, at least while I'm on break from school. There we go, and this is the jump roll. If you roll in the same frame you hit an enemy, you can do this. My favorite DK song, the Diddy drop rap from the cartoon. Or a more serious answer, Forced Interlude from Donkey 2. And you can just stay in this forever, but you do get hit by bees, so unfortunately in the run you would jump here. Were there any donations we missed during the last couple minutes?
Nope, that was it.
Alright,
But yeah, I just want to thank you very much for your amazing run of showing off all these amazing glitches and this hot tech speed.
And thanks for showing up for the donation reading, because I didn't have anyone in mind.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I've been a big fan for a long time. I know I came into your chat and kind of was just like, I met you a long time ago
Yeah.
back at a GDQ. But thank you very much for being a part of this marathon. Hopefully, in future marathons, you can come and show off some other games that you love. And I think up next we have Super MC Gamer with Donkey Kong Country 3. Get hyped for that game.
Hey everybody, you're watching Side Quest. It's a 7-day charity marathon featuring some of your favorite games, and we got music, we got everything, you know it. As always, we are powered by Twitch, the world's top social video platform that empowers broadcasters worldwide. As always, they've been sponsoring our event for dang forever to help us keep making great marathons. If you want to get streaming, twitch.tv is where you gotta go. We are fundraising this marathon for Charity Water. It's a non-profit organization hoping to bring clean and safe drinking water to people in developing countries. Because here's the deal, everyone. Charity Water has it on lock. When you give water to developing countries and to communities that need it, that means that there's less time going to other places to get water, sometimes water that's going to be not clean, not healthy for them. And because they have more time, it's going to improve things like education because people will have more time to be in school. It's going to increase health. That increases their access to food because they can water their crops with good water. And you know, Charity Water knows their stuff. They work with experts, community members to find the best sustainable solutions in each place they work, whether it's a well, a piped system, a biosand filter, or a system for harvesting rainwater. Did you guys know what a biosand filter is before today? No? Well, I did because I did my research. 100% of your donation does go to Charity Water, by the way. We don't have anything out the top, none of that gobbledygook. When you make a donation, it's going out into the field to do your work. And as always, we are working with the Yeti. They, of course, make wonderful shirts for us that you at home can buy. It's a great way to support the charity because $5 of every shirt you purchase goes to Charity Water. Zeldathon.net/store is where you can find them. We have 4 shirts this time around. You can see them here on your screen. We got the Side Quest Take to the Seas event shirt. It's by Jaime Ogarta. It's basically a conglomeration of all the types of things we're doing here at Side Quest, which I think is a great representation of what we're kind of trying to do here, you know? We got the Egg Drop Soup shirt by Digituni, which is fantastic. Also great is Poyo Craft by Rosie. You got Kirby and Minecraft in one shirt. I don't think that's ever happened before. This is a first here on Side Quest. And lastly, man, I love Donkey Kong Country and this Diddy and Dixie shirt by Hyperdraws. Ooh, it hits the spot, my friends. Also, we have prizes, my friend. If you would like to win prizes, good news. We have 10 game blocks, and in each of those blocks, we have new prizes. So if you donate $10 or more during any of those game blocks, you'll be entered in to win for that game block. So if you got $100, guess what? You're going to enter into every single giveaway. But let's say you have $50. If you donate $50 cumulatively throughout the event, you are entered in to win our grand prize, which includes, guess what? An Animal Crossing: A New Horizons special edition Nintendo Switch, and all sorts of other goodies. But man, that Switch, people had a hard time getting that. I don't got one. I still got my launch Switch. I got some special Joy-Con. What am I talking about? Social giveaways. Throughout SideQuest Take to the Seas, check us out on social media for more giveaway posts. These giveaways are open to fans across the globe and are a great way to share the event and help raise funds for charity, even if you're unable to donate. And lastly, before we get you back into more games, be sure to follow the Zeldathon Twitch channel for future events and additional content. We have our website, zeldathon.net. We have a Twitter at Zeldathons and an Instagram at Zeldathon. We got the YouTube channel. We put up weekly videos, sometimes more than weekly. We got all sorts of great stuff over on the YouTube channel. And new this year is TikTok. I downloaded TikTok this year. Changed my life. For the better, who's to say? But I tell you what, my favorite TikTok is the Zeldathon TikTok. And that's saying something because I've not viewed many TikToks, but I have viewed the Zeldathon ones. Thanks for watching, by the way. Thanks for watching. Thanks you for being here. Keep watching. We got more side quests coming up for you soon.